Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold. If you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. I hope you find the video useful in your designing process. If you do, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. If you're a returning viewer and subscriber, thank you very much. It's what keeps me posting these videos, and hopefully after Christmas I should be able to start posting a little bit more videos. So let's get started. Today I have two requests through comments. One is to how do you import Rhino commands menus into your matrix, and the other is how to take an STL and be able to use it with all your commands, add gemstones and stuff like that to it. So let's get into it. We'll go ahead and go to the first one, just the Rhino commands. It's very easy. So we'll go to our command line and we'll type in options, OPTIONS, and hit enter. And our menu, Rhino options menu, will pop up. You'll want to go down to toolbars and just click on that. And then from here you can choose if there's maybe one that you want. You only want one, maybe box, so you can click on that and it will populate in there, and you can just keep that up there if you want, or any of them. Actually, you can just click on it and it will put it into your Rhino or your MatrixGold menu. They also have a, if you scroll down to main, if you click on main, it'll populate all of them over here. So if I click OK, I can go over here and manipulate use these commands to do whatever. So that's one way to do it. Populate main would be over in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. So I type in options again, options, and hit enter. Bring up that menu, scroll down to main, and I'm going to turn those off, but I am going to add my sub D back in. So sub D tools, and once I click on it, you'll see them populate to my right. Where are they at? Here there they are. And click on that, and I'm just going to hit OK because I want to show you one over here. So the next one would be, so you know how to populate your Rhino commands in your menu in Matrix. The other one would be the STL file and importing it from a website or whatever, because they have all kind of free STLs, right? Maybe you want to add a design into your ring or something like that, or add some stones to something and change it around a little. So let's get started on that. I'll go and import my STL file, and I'm just going to pick an easy one here for demonstration. And I'm going to go ahead and accept the options that it gives me, the defaults on it, and we'll get that in here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is type in see how many vertices and everything. So we have 10,000 vertices, 11,000 faces. That's a lot, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is click on my item and then go to my command line and type reduce mesh. So REDUCE mesh, and then hit enter. And it'll give me a pop-up menu, and you have a couple options here. You can reduce to a certain number, or you can reduce by percentage. I'm just going to go ahead and click on percentage, and I'm just going to say let's drop it to 50, so it'll drop it down to around 5,700, and go ahead and click enter. So here it's reducing it, and it's good to go. So let's take a look at it. Okay, it really didn't change my item at all, so that's what we want. You have to be careful. Sometimes when you reduce it too much, it'll change things around, but we still have our sharp edges, and everything's still good to go. And if I type in what again, you can see now it's at 5,200 vertices and 4,800 faces. So we'll just keep that. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and convert it to NURBS. So I'll type in 2 NURBS, TNURBS, and hit enter. And I don't want to keep the original because it'll just eat up my memory. So I'm just going to go ahead delete input objects, yes, and then hit enter. And it will create a poly surface. Okay. So now I have a closed poly surface, but there's not really much I can do with this. If I try to extract an isocurve, or if I tried to add stones in bullion, you can add stones, no problem, but bullion or adding prongs or anything like, well, prongs would probably be okay, but bullion to cut out the holes or whatever would be pretty difficult. Because if you look at the mesh, it's all triangulated and everything, so we need to fix that a little bit. So let's go over to our Rhino commands, and right here we have a Quadremesh, or you can type it into your command line, and that's what I'll do, a Quadremesh, and hit enter, Quadremesh, and it'll give us this menu here. And target quad count, this will, if you click on this and do not click that, it'll take it down to 2,000 quads, but 2,000 quads will lose detail, so we don't want to, well, we'll keep it at 2,000 quads, but we'll click here, giving it the option to be able to add more if it thinks that it needs to be able to more to keep the shape that we want. You can also click here and click strict, which will really define those edges. I'll put more vertices or faces by those edges, but I'm just going to leave that off for right now. And it's just right here, detect hard edges, and you definitely want that one on if you have hard edges, which we do. And then what I'm going to do also is I'm going to go ahead and convert it to a sub D, back to a sub D, because back to a mesh, right? And then I'm going to creases, sub D creases. So the crease command, it's the same thing. So it'll try and keep those sharp edges, creases. And then I'm also going to do corners there. And I'm just going, you can preview it if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and accept this, and let's see what it does, and hit OK. And this will take some time because there is a lot of math it will have to do. What? No way. Yeah, you can see now that they're all squared off, right? They're all squared off. Wow, that was quick. So I'm going to drag that over here so we can kind of look. This is our poly surface that we made, right? And it's got all the vertices everywhere. And if you look over here, we now have the lines and everything. And we really didn't lose much detail, if any at all. So that's kind of what we want. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that one, free up my memory, and I'm going to drag this one kind of back over to the center. Don't have to, but go ahead. First thing I'm going to do is check my surface, analyze, and check for edges. Check edges, and everything. 10 naked edges somewhere in there, and there they are, right there. And they don't look too bad. It looks like I should be able to click fix them in poly surface, no problem. So a lot of times you'll get some naked edges or something you'll have to go back and do a little rework. You could go ahead and put this in ClayU and fix it in ClayU, but that's not the way we're going to do it today. I'm just going to do it in, since it looks like a real easy fix, I'm just going to do it in the NURBS surface. So I'll click off of my naked edges there. And then I'm going to take my surface, since it's a none surface, it's a sub D surface. I'm going to type in 2 NURBS again, 2 NURBS, and hit enter. And again, I'm going to just make sure that that's clicked on delete because I don't want to take up my memory, and hit enter. And again, this should will probably take a little bit while. It's well, okay, well, it doesn't. Okay, so now we have a open poly surface, which we knew was going to happen, right? But we know where the edges are jacked up at. So we're going to go over here and kind of zoom in pretty good. And we'll just go ahead and type in dupe edges, and we'll turn to yellow here. And we'll just kind of select these edges since they're not so bad that we shouldn't be able to fix them pretty easily. Oh, that's not one we want. I'll hit control, hold down control, and let's get in here. There, it looks like that's it. And then I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to hit join, go to my surface, and go to patch, and just patch that. Okay, and I'll hit enter. Oh, not enter, sorry. We don't want two surfaces. Okay, and I'll scroll out a little bit, scroll back in, go to dupe edge again. Dupe edge. We're still in yellow, so it should be fine. So we'll take that edge, this edge, and this edge, this one, and that one. And we'll hit enter and join and patch. Hit OK. So we have that. Hopefully this will be all we need, but maybe not. So let's go ahead and select all that, and we'll join that together. And we'll just take our yellow here real quick. Take our yellow, turn it to gray, turn it off. Okay. And we'll check it. Okay, it says varies. Open poly surface. So we got something else going on. So let's go back to our analyze tools, show. Okay, so we have some naked edges, it looks like. So let's get in here and take a look. We'll go up to our edge tools again, and we'll go to join two naked edges, and we'll click on this one here, yes, and this one here, and we'll accept that. Right click, bring back the command, click on this one here, click on this one here, and we'll get that one. Right click, bring it back again, click on this one here, and click on this one here, and join that one together. And let's scroll out and check it again real quick. So we'll check it, close poly surface. So we're good to go. So now we can manipulate this, add stones, cut on it, or should be able to. So let's those are all going in a good direction. So let's go ahead to go to our curve menu. Let's extract an isocurve from our surface here, somewhere around here. Okay. Let's rotate that. Rotate angle. Let's take it to 180, and we'll just accept that. And we'll take our curve, and we'll flow some gems on it here. Make sure it's working okay. Gems on curve, and we'll take our target surface, we'll put it here, and it kind of there we go, and we'll bring the memory is there's a lot of surfaces out there, right? So it's going to take a while for it to work a little bit, something like that. And we'll go over to our dynamic commands. Size, where's our size? Stone size, let's take it to maybe 2-pointer. 0.02, let's go take it down to a 0.003 here and see what that is. Okay, let's take it down to small size here. Okay, there we go. And we'll hit done. And we'll just go ahead and accept that. And now we'll go to our gemstones. And we'll put some prongs on there. Settings. Prongs. And I'm not going to do a lot of manipulation with this. Just a little bit. We'll just drag them up. And let's see. We'll make those prongs just a little bit smaller. And nudge them out a little, and we'll go to our dynamics and go to our end prongs and nudge. Where's our nudge? We'll nudge them out a little bit, and we'll take that diameter down a little as well. Okay, so we have something like that. And like I said, I'm not going to do a lot, and there we go. And now we want to add some cutters here, so let's get some cutters. And wow, that's kind of jacked way through there, and I should have probably looked underneath there. But really, I'm just trying to show how to do it, so I'm not going to worry too much. And I'm going to hit enter, and now let's see if it'll boolean for us. So we'll go to our solid, boolean difference, select our first surface, select our second surface, give it some second, a little bit. There's a lot of poly surfaces in there, and we'll hit enter, give it a second to reload, and there should be two. There's one, there's two. Take that one, hide it, hide our gemstones, and there's our holes for our stones. And then just boolean, maybe re-edit those or bring them back out. Let's see, to object. It's not going to do it. So let's select those again, go to edit, and let's see. Let's set that. Let's take this, go to MSR here, and we'll well, anyway, but that's you can manipulate these a little bit more, of course. I should have probably checked them out, clean that up a little bit. But that's kind of how you do it, to put those gemstones on there. Yeah, that's you have to be careful. Let's go back one more time, just so you got a good grasp of it. I'm going to go ahead and import that again real quick, and then accept it. So we have the service. First thing you want to do is reduce. I'm reducing by 50. You want to be careful. You'll have to play around with it to find out if your surface is, so you're not losing any detail. But I'll just go ahead and hit enter. 12. Boom, there it is. So that's my reduced surface. Then right away, I'll go to my Quadremesh. Bring up this, and I'm going to set it at 2000. Again, you'll have to be careful how much you reduce it so you're not losing any detail. You can click preview so you can kind of preview it as you do it. I'm leaving this to off. If oh wait, yeah, before you run the Quadremesh, oh, I hope I didn't. Did I? Yeah, I did. So let's back out of that. Before you run the Quadremesh, you'll want to go ahead and to NURBS, and then change it back to a sub D, and there's a reason for that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So right now it's still it's a poly surface. Now you want to run the Quadremesh once it's a poly surface, and the reason being is because now you have use of this. So if you wanted to pick a smart will try to keep those edges. It'll try and determine where those edges are and put faces there, more faces. If you hit strict, it'll be very strict on trying to get those edges in there, but you could up your count a little bit. And then if you don't have to change it to sub D, but it just seems to be works a lot better. Detect hard edges, convert to sub D, keep those creases and keep those corners. You can also up this 100 is keeping all sharp edges, which also again will up the count probably, because with this checked it will take it to whatever it is. So let's do this strict and hit a preview. We'll do a preview. And this could take a little bit. So once it'll populate our face count and our average edges here. When it's done, it'll show us. So those 13,000 poly surface. That's a lot of poly surface. Let's turn off our edge. But let's see. Look at that when I hit strict. So really maybe strict. Let's turn off this. Let's yeah, and let's take it off strict and do another preview here and give it some time here. There we go. Yeah, see, and it's doing a fairly good job of it's the black surface. It's doing a fairly good job of keeping those edges there. You could always up this, 75, say. And now, okay, wait for a second here. There, and it kind of puts a little bit more on there. You can see we're losing just a little bit, but not too bad. So let's hide this. And there you go. See, that's not too bad. It's keeping everything pretty good. So you just kind of have to play around with it, to get as close to the surface as you want, so you're not losing any detail. And then we'll just go ahead and delete our input and hit OK. So there's our surface, right? And we are at a none. So what do we have to do? We have to put it back to NURBS, hit enter. And we want to delete that main object. We don't want to take up our memory, and hit enter and give it a few. 13,000. No, we lowered it. That's right. So you kind of have to play around with those commands to get what you really are looking for. And there again, here we go. And this time we came out with the closed poly surface, so we're good to go from here. You can just go ahead and start adding those stones or extracting stuff or whatever you need to do. And we'll select this. And there we go, enter, put our stones out there. On curve, surface, this one. We want to drag that off that corner there. And again, it's going to take there's a lot of surfaces on there, so it could take a little while to update, so you kind of have to be a little patient and work with it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. A little bit more. And it seems to work a little easier, quicker when you use the dynamic commands. So we'll just go ahead and size, and we'll put them at that low size there. And we want to drag position, end position. End position looks pretty good, maybe a little bit over. So wait for it to update. There we go. Still moving. Slowly. That's a lot of surfaces, though. The lower the better, actually. But when you start, let's go ahead and get rid of these, right? And I'll take that yellow and get rid of it too. And actually, you can try and go in and do another reduce mesh, but probably shouldn't. It's not a mesh; it's a poly surface now. So, but you kind of just have to play around with those commands. But it'll do a pretty good job in getting it ready for. It's just that there's a lot of faces out there, so it depends on what kind of design you have. You can lower that number. 2,000 is a lot. Usually around a couple hundred is probably okay. All right, so I hope this video helps, and if it does, please let me know. Leave a comment, and if it's useful, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching. Good designing.